In 2012, BMW debuted their K1600 in their lineup. By 2016, they introduced the bagger to the K1600, and then by 2022, this bagger was completely modernized. Now here next to me and behind me is this K1600B for bagger of BMWs. Now this is most probably the most powerful and fastest bagger on the market. You're talking about an inline 6-cylinder 1600 producing 160 horsepower, 180 newton meters as a touring bagger. Absolute monster. Two bikes side by side. Here we have standard as it gets delivered. Next to it is one with full house specs. You're talking about 719 option seats, top box, Remus exhaust, special rim 719. What we're going to do is have a look at them side by side, look at the options cosmetically, the specs of the bike, and then I'm going to take this rocket ship out for a full test ride and review and go play a little bit. What classifies a bike as a bagger? Traditionally, a bagger is a very heavy bike. It has a very heavy frame, traditionally large capacity engines. It has some sort of fairing or wind protection up front, and definitely has to have panniers or bags at the back for some sort of storage, because a bagger is traditionally a touring bike. So very low bike, long bike, low slung, elongated bike is a traditional bagger. So here BMW has the K1600B, B for bagger in the designation, based on the K1600, which is a 1600cc inline 6-cylinder motor. This bike we're testing here, playing with, is the one with all the accessories. At the beginning we saw the other one side by side. We will go through all the accessories on this bike, but definitely the most favorite part on this bike for me straight off the bat is the sound. It has this F1 time racy sound to go with this punch and pull. And have a look at this view from the back. Is that not stunning? Look at those four pipes to either side. Absolutely magnificent piece of equipment. Having a look at this bagger's specs in more detail, starting off with this stunning motor. K1600, this 6 over here shows you that it is the inline 6-cylinder oil and water cooled, 4 valves per cylinder, 1649cc to be precise. Now that puts out a stunning 160 horsepower at 6,750 rpm and a monstrous 180 newton meters as low as 5,250 rpms. Goes through a 6-speed gearbox and final drive shaft as per BMW. You can see the single-sided swing arm at the back over here. The suspension up front, you have the dual lever central spring, 115 millimeters. The single-sided swing arm with the paralever, single spring strut at the back with 125 millimeter travel. Your wheels traditionally an alloy front and back as per the standard model we showed at the beginning. This one has the 719 forged wheels front and back, as you can see. Absolutely stunning option. Also 17-inch front and back, shod with a 120 and a 190. Brakes on this beauty, 320mm dual discs up front with 4-piston calipers and a monstrous 320 as per the front at the back with a double piston. Also ABS front and back, lean sensitive, and your braking is done via triple disc. So whether you push the front or the back, it'll grab all 3 discs. So very appropriate for a heavy bike like this. Awesome brakes. Some interesting size specs here. Seat height as per bagger, really low, 750mm. You really feel comfortable in control, knees bent, feet flat down. Overall length of this guy is 2.47 meters. Width is a 1 meter, 1000mm. Not too bad actually. The weight is 344 kilos as per this. The maximum payload is 216 kilograms. So the total weight of this moving monster would be 560 kilograms, which is over half a ton. Not bad for a motorcycle. Tank capacity 26.5 liters with a 4-liter reserve. Then when it comes to the electronic package, I will show you the TFT display. Now it is this massive 10.25 inch 10.25-inch full color TFT display. Nothing about this bike is small. It also has the integrated Navi via the Motorrad app. You have your mobile charging and storage, USB-C. You have the full LED headlight and indicators with adaptive cornering light. So all round full specs, DTC, dynamic traction control, ABS Pro, which is your lean sensitive, your 3 rider modes, rain, road, dynamic, MSR, engine braking, your dynamic ESA, which is your electronic suspension adjustment with self leveling, your HSC Pro, which is your hill assist, TPM tire pressure monitor, and you have heated seats and heated grips, and obviously your panniers, top box being an option. Now in South Africa, many of these options are actually specced standard by BMW Motorrad South Africa, and here you can see your heated seat switch, your heated grip switch up here, and some of the options worldwide. And again, in South Africa, a lot of this is specced as standard. We get a very highly specced bagger. So the options would be like ground level lighting, your option 719 seat and forged wheels. As per this bike, that is an option, not spec standard. I showed at the beginning the standard version, so the forged wheels is optional here as well in South Africa. The 719 seat, which is also spec'd on this bike. You get a forged handlebars, you get center stand, a low tinted windshield, things this bike doesn't have. But then the comfort package comes standard on all South African baggers. Your keyless ride, your central locking, your shift assist pro, which is your quick shifter up and down, which is absolutely stunning. I would say that's a must. And your anti-theft, which we obviously need in South Africa. You have your tour package, which is your audio system, obviously a must for a bagger, LED auxiliary headlamp, engine protection bar, floorboards. So just to go through some of the extras on this bike, as mentioned, the 719 forged wheels, absolutely stunning. 719 seat over here, also brilliant, love it. Your crash bars over here, your running boards, your controls, even your lights behind the badging. If I can show you that, the lighting behind the badging at the back as well. You have your shorty levers both sides. You have your top box. Have I left anything out? My favorite aftermarket on this bike would be this Remus exhaust. Number one, it removes this big silencer, so it shows off the single-sided swing arm. With this forged wheel 719 option, it's even more sexy. Black just disappears into the bike, and then the sound together with this look from the back. Have a look at this with those 4 tailpipes here. What a stunning machine. LED headlights, LED indicators in on the panniers at the back, integrated, and your panniers lockable. And here you can see your storage facility. Not bad at all. So all round, this is a proper piece of kit. On this side, you have your cluster of 4 favorite buttons where you can do presetting. If you're on the fly and you don't want to go through this menu, you have your cluster of 4 favorites. However, if you've ever ridden BMW, very familiar, heated grips, modes on off, and here you have your electronic shield up and down, your menu, indicators, cruise control, and your famous BMW wheel. Your TFT display, 10.25 inch as mentioned, full color, integrated with the Navi via the Motorrad app, and as you can see, very familiar layout. I can flick through the menu, and dynamic rider mode over here, I can flick through that also with a push of one button over here. You see the screen is picking up, and down again. I think what I'll quickly do is start this bike up for you. Here is this stunning bike. Color options on this bagger for 2022 was a black storm metallic, your style exclusive option 719 midnight. Now for 2023, this being a 23 color, you have your exclusive Manhattan metallic black. You still have your black storm metallic for 23, and your option 719 becomes a meteoric dust metallic. If I were to peg this BMW K1600B against some of the opposition, I would put it up against the Indian Challenger, Harley Davidson Street Glide, Honda Goldwing, and most probably the Moto Guzzi MGX21 Flying Fortress. That Moto Guzzi being shaft drive as per this BMW. That Flying Fortress I actually reviewed a couple of weeks ago. I will blend that episode in at the end. And that Guzzi also has a monstrous motor, a transverse V1400cc mounted transversely. So as you can see, what makes up a bagger, very long bike, pretty much heavy, monstrous motor, low seat, elongated bike, and panniers for touring with a bit of a screen up front. I think what I'm going to do now is jump on and play with this bike. Please listen to the sound, because that sound, that F1 type growl as you're giving it horns, is just complementing the power of this inline 6 motor. The bike also has the quick shifter up and down, so you will just see that all complements a big motor, fantastic sound, and a quick shifter. Braking also powerful with a triple brake. Let's stop talking and jump on. So the first thing, sitting on this bike, it's like sitting on a sofa. Most probably one of the most comfortable bikes I have sat on, this being the aftermarket accessory 719 seat, really plush, really soft, and I'm sitting inside that seat. It's like a couch. It's contoured nicely. The step up to the back gives a little bit of support at the back, really nice. Feet down, sort of mid-mount, maybe a little bit back, it's not under my bum, and very, very comfortable. I like the running boards. It takes out vibrations, makes everything smoother. The quick shifter, here we go, super smooth. Handlebars come up and back towards you, nice. Again, taking the bike off the side stand, you do feel that 344 kilograms. However, once she's rolling past 5 or 10 kilometers per hour, hides the weight really nice here. Very, very little input and feels nimble. It's a really posh cockpit. You really know you're behind something classy. That monstrous screen gives you so much information. Once you get used to it, as you drop your eyes to it, you know exactly where to look for what, so you're not searching at the beginning. A little bit unfamiliar, but owning BMW, having ridden BMWs a lot, I know more or less where to look for what. And smooth, stunning motor. Controls, as mentioned, also very, very familiar. You jump on it, you feel at home right away. The rear view mirrors, super stable, gives you that blind spot as well. It goes past my hands, past the elbows, so no obstructions. The screen, I can push one button over here and up she goes. I don't know, I think I'm gonna go a long way to try and fold this bike today. But it's such a delight hearing this exhaust. Once the road opens up, I'm gonna let you hear that. It's like an F1 sound combined with F1 pushing you back into the seat. Yeah, I'll go for it a bit. Wow. Smooth, smooth. All your niceties, heated grips, heated seats, cruise control. I think you're left wanting for nothing on this type of bike. Just roll on, don't even downshift, plenty torque. You don't have to go searching through the gearbox. Also for touring with a shaft drive, there's no maintenance. This is what life is all about. Having this in the garage will give you any and every excuse to pick a destination on a weekend and leave home. Quick shift down. The exhaust, when accelerating like this, it's quite a hectic drone. When the revs go past 5, 6, 7, then it really has like a racy sound to it. And when you're sort of not accelerating, just on the power like here, it is quiet. I'll downshift one. Here you can hear that sound. As you can see, that hops. This bike really, when asked, it delivers. I don't know how long these monstrous 6 cylinders and big capacity bike motors will be around for, with these ever more stringent emission laws coming out. I don't know for how much longer we will have these beautiful motors, but for now, what a treat. BMW definitely knows how to put together a good motor. You didn't even notice I did a gear change there. If you have a look, if I drop one gear now, it is really smooth. Here we go. Quick shift up. Changed. The only way you notice is by looking down at the numbers on your TFT. What a refined bike. And with the screen up in this position, definitely much quieter here in my helmet. If I drop the screen down, you can definitely hear it's getting much louder in this helmet. So I'm picking it up again, and you will hear how it's getting quieter in this helmet. Bike is solid. I don't know if there's crosswinds, it's just moving off to the left slightly. If I lean back, there we go, bird strike. But luckily the screen was in the up position, so we're still good to go. Woo! Alright, that doesn't happen often, but it's not my first one. But my first one where the screen took it and not my upper body. Handling through these fast sweepers, superb. A really nice combination of torque and screamer motor. It doesn't have the low down torque of the boxer or the shift cam boxer motor that I'm used to, but it has more than the Japanese screamers. However, as she picks up in revs, it really pushes you back into this plush couch seat. Downshift, here we go. Here you can see it's pulling, pushing me back, really pushing me back, and it's not stopping. Quick shift, and here we go. Seriously illegal speeds. And the brakes, fantastic. 2-finger braking. As mentioned, you have your lean sensitive ABS, you have your triple rotor braking at the squeeze of one lever or jumping on the foot brake, just varying strength whether you're pushing the brake lever on your foot or grabbing the lever on the handlebars. But powerful brakes, needs to be for a big bike like this. I have no complaints. I have not yet got into a position where I even needed to. Yeah, just testing the brakes, strong. You can definitely do emergency braking here if I give it some, and I'm just jumping on the anchors a bit. Oh, yeah, very powerful. But what do you expect from BMW? On that point, the build quality, this is so stable. The vibrations are minimal. I know that floorboards for your feet eliminate vibrations, so my feet right now are just, there are no vibrations. If I look down here, superb. The handlebars, very little vibration. You can feel it a little bit when it's time to shift, but nothing that'll give you pins and needles, and you just feel like $1 million sitting behind such a posh dashboard. You know you're behind something special. Just playing around with the dashboard a little bit, setting up radio, FM, here we go. There we go.
When you twerk at a very high speed.
In die volgende gebiede.
Very simple to go through the radio.
Park en dan Kruigel tot en met 12:30 vanmiddag. Johannesburg ook verkeersligte wat buite werking is as gevolg van.
That is Afrikaans. For those that did not recognize that language, Afrikaans radio station. Here we go. Listen to the sound. Stunning motor, exhaust, quick shift combination. It feels so stable, one-handed riding. There's no fear of falling over. You can hold it steady. So I really feel comfortable on it and not intimidated. You make friends with this big bike in a hurry. I think when it comes to parking it, you need to plan a little bit beforehand. There's no reverse gear, so at 344 kilos you need to plan a little bit that you park it reversed in should there be a little bit of a hill out, because you will struggle to roll it back. Other than that, simple. Finding all the controls simple. Getting the side stand with his floorboards a little bit tricky. I need to look down to find it. But if that's my biggest gripe, I don't have a problem. Have a look at this. Is this not a man's best friend? This is stunning. How this beauty runs these corners. Stable, nailed, planted down. Absolute solid build quality by BMW. There's no tank slappers. There's nothing weaving, flailing. There's no rattles. With the screen in the higher position, nice and quiet. Nice torque, you don't have to change down, you just roll on. Wow, open road. This eats up, munches up the kilometers with ease. And it's obviously an imposing sight if you see how these cars are just all moving over. I'm not flashing lights. I am just rolling up to the back of them and they're all moving out the way. I haven't changed down, I just keep rolling on and she accelerates uphill. One thing I have noticed is, being such a big bike, should you get a sudden gust, crosswind, it does affect it a little bit. Not frighteningly in any way, but you do feel a little bit of a push when you go through these hilly sections, and then all of a sudden you're out in the open and a gust catches you. I do feel it does push me over to the left or the right, depending which side it comes from. Other than that, I have downshift. Let's scream it up the hill a bit. Quick shift, unbelievable. Beautiful sound. Woo! I'm loving it. What a privilege again, being able to test as an enthusiast bikes like these. The privilege of getting on everything and just being able to play with them, being out in the countryside, beautiful country like ours, exploring it, running it on something as special as this. It is not a cheap bike, but it is definitely something really special. I don't know what it is price-wise in the different countries, but I do believe when it comes to tech and quality and engineering, value for money. I hope you enjoyed this ride, review and look at this BMW K1600B, the bagger. Most probably the most powerful and fastest bagger on the market. It brings excitement to the bagger segment, and I must say I've loved riding this bike. It's given me thrills. I hate the fact that I have to ride it back now. But guys, if you enjoyed this episode, please remember, give me a like, give me a thumbs up, and most importantly of all, please remember, hit that subscribe button to help me build the channel, and if you like, the reminder bell so you always know when I'm uploading new content. I'm sorry I'm screaming into the mic, but I just have to keep running this exhaust note at this symphony of Remus.